You said last night, Stevie, about being open and honest after results. I imagine disappointing's probably the word.
First of all, I want to say my apologies to everybody connected with the club and the fans, and I take full responsibility for the day. That's not good enough, it's not acceptable. I've told the players that as well, in terms of, the players know they let themselves down, but ultimately I'm the manager of the club and I take full responsibility for the result today. I was looking forward to the game today. I thought we'd come in the last 2 weeks, the last 2 games, and played some good stuff, but we changed the shape a wee bit today, trying to get that wee bit extra cover in the back three. We popped the corner back to where he played at Ibrox last year and done very, very well. But the goals we lost today again are disappointing. And it's all ifs and buts. People are saying if Cammy Elliott scores when he goes through and makes it 2-1, it's a game on. But ultimately, you can if and but what you like. Elgin deserved the win today, and ultimately I've got to take full responsibility for that.
In terms of the disruptions with Adam Cummins, with Rory Payton, obviously didn't help matters.
No, they didn't, but that again, they're just excuses, Cameron. They're just excuses. And I'm not here. I don't want to make excuses tonight. When you've been beat fair and square, but what I will say is it's the first game of the season, and there's still another 26 to go. But if we can, that's got to resonate. It's got to resonate with us as a management team. It's got to resonate with the players, and they need to understand that this league is going to take something different. It's going to take something different. League One again is different. You might get more time in the ball, you might get time to play, but you're not going to get that in this league, and that's ultimately what we've learnt, the biggest lesson today. But as I said, the Elgin thoroughly deserved their victory. They were much better all over the pitch. They won their individual battles, and as I say, ultimately, I've got to apologise to everybody connected to the club, and you've got to take on the chin sometimes as manager, and I don't walk away from that.
The last 3 games, Spaz, the first half's been bright, sparkling, we've been on top of the game in the first half, but just weren't at the races today for some reason.
No, we weren't. I mean, I think when Rory went off, it gave them an opportunity with 11 men to have the ball for 5-10 minutes and pass it and keep it, and that's what they did, and that got their rhythm going. And then just after that, they scored the goal, and that gave them something to build on in confidence. And we just didn't look the scoring first half, in my opinion. I don't think we created enough, and that's not been like us the last 2 games, Mike. We've not created. But saying that, I said that at half time. I didn't think Elgin created anything first half. They scored the goal and really never done anything other than that. But the second half, they were miles in front of us. And as I say, if the Cammy goal goes in, it hits the post, then it goes in. But it probably were unfair in Elgin because we didn't deserve anything. We didn't deserve anything for the game. And ultimately, I say it again. Some days as manager with a result like that, you can't look for excuses, you can't look for about this and about that. Sometimes you've just got to take it right on the chin and take whatever's going to come your way. And obviously it's going to come my way this week for the performance, the result, and so be it. I've got to do that, and I've got to stand up. But we'll get the players back in on Tuesday and Thursday, and we'll get them ready for that.
I'm worried. We'll talk about injuries. Last season, two players off today. What's the situation with Rory and the Scouts?
Well, Rory's both head knocks, so I just need to take the advice with the medical team and what that looks like. Hopefully we'll have them available for next week. Sonker and Jinky are probably going to be a wee bit longer. But again, listen, that's just part and parcel of football. I don't want to stand here and say that had anything to do with the performance today or the result, because it didn't. The performance, the result today was my fault, and I've got to take responsibility for it.
Obviously the other side of the coin with players being out, as players get a chance that are perhaps on the bench just now to come in and state their claim.
Well, they do, and obviously Jamie Hamill's moved on to our coaching team now, and he's good, and he's enjoying that. But it's maybe, Jamie's still there as a player, and it's maybe something that we need to think and bring the club captain back to just to see if we can add that wee bit of steel, because I think we've looked soft the last couple of games. In terms of just dipping a toe in and so forth. So we'll see what we've got available for next week, next Saturday. We'll work on Tuesday and Thursday, and we'll go and pick a team at Annan, because we need to go and try and get a result. And if we get a result next week, then all of a sudden, this week's suddenly forgotten about, and that's the way football works. But we've got to go and get a result next week, and we know that, and the players know that. But more importantly, we've got to go and make up to the fans with a performance and a result with it.
I imagine pretty much the ideal day at the office for yourself.
Yeah, it's a long trip down the road, but it's a perfect start to the season in terms of result. A few things to work on still. Sloppy at times in the game, but we've counter-attacked really well. Put under a bit of pressure in the second half, but we got goals at the good times in the second half. We scored early on, which took the sting out of Stranraer a little bit, and then they had a good spell again. and then we got another sort of kick for 3-0, and again, it worked at the right time for us. And when we did concede, we bounced back quite quickly. So I mean, Stranraer had to gamble a little bit and have a go at us. We went to 2-0, which was why the second goal was so important. And it did create space and play into our strengths at times, take the pace and counter attack. So yeah, it's a good day, but it's one game. It's a long way to go.
How important is it to dictate the pace and the tempo when Stranraer do get one back, to just not panic and just kind of keep it in the game in your hands?
Yeah, that's maybe what I was disappointed with in the first half. We went 1-0 ahead. We started the game really well, first 10 minutes. But I think scoring kind of put us into our shells bizarrely enough, and we gave the initiative to Stranraer. I thought we were stronger the second part of the first half. So we made a wee change at half time, just to try and trust the players to try and win the ball a little bit more, because we know if we can make these passes and beat the press and not just dump the ball forward, it's, we can be a dangerous team, and we've got to kind of trust each other and be brave in that. We've been working on that for the last year, and getting better at it. So it worked out for us today, and it's but like you say, it's one game, and a tough one to start with, to get out of the way. So hopefully we can keep the form going.
Obviously, a half-time change that paid dividends though, because pretty much straight away 2-0 up.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. We took Angus Mailer off and brought Rory in. And just because we'd seen the game, he was capable of getting on the ball more, and Rory's more attuned to that. And Angus is more a kind of ball winner. It wasn't a. It wasn't a slight in how Angus had played. I just felt it was, as we let the first half go, we were letting Stranraer dictate the game more and more, and I just felt like we had to take the initiative a little bit more in the second half. And yeah, we did that at times.